And good morning. My name is Lance. I am the North Dakota Carnivore, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning here in North Dakota. It's so beautiful. It's 2 degrees below zero, and our wind chill here right now is a negative 36 degrees. It's a beautiful day. Um, Now, for the month of December, I've been doing the alternate day fasting. And this week I threw in a sardine fast. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were supposed to be my sardine fast, with breaking the fast on Friday. But one of the guys that was doing the sardine fast with me wasn't able to start on Tuesday, so I went through Friday also. And got up this morning, I was going to go eat breakfast and realized today is the 20th, which is a non-eating day for me for alternate day fasting. So guess I'm pushing my fasting one more day. Wasn't expecting it, didn't pay attention to the dates. So today's another fasting day for me. So it'll be one more day of no eating. Hey, good morning, Aaron. How are you doing today? You're working. Yeah, it's always fun when you have to work on the weekends. You can do the sardine fast starting tomorrow. That's awesome. You stock up on the sardines. Now, I used some of the sardines with mustard, but sardines in water is a lot of what I eat. And I added in hot sauce. I like Frank's Red Hot, so I did put in the Frank's Red Hot on them. That way, it wasn't the same taste day after day every time. The first day, I did eat 8 cans of sardines, which I didn't need to. 6 was enough. I just didn't think those little sardines would be enough to keep me full for that long. The second 2 days, I just ate just regular 6 cans each day. I'd have 2 for my breakfast, 2 for a lunch, and then 2 after work just to do it. I probably didn't need to have 6 of them. One of the other guys, he was only doing 4 or 5 cans a day. Yeah, starting with 18 cans, mainly water, a few in olive oil. Yep. In the olive oil ones, as long as it's actually olive oil, they're not bad. So mustard and hot sauce, absolutely. Gotta love it. It helps with the flavor profile so that you're not getting bored of the same thing. And then that's one of the things that I generally don't have an issue with. I can eat the same foods most of the time. And Aaron's probably going to drink coffee still, maybe a splash of cream. Well, guess what I'm doing this morning? I've got some coffee right here, Aaron. 6 weeks. And this is actually a instant coffee. I'm going to try that. This is a bit bitter. So I understand why Larry puts heavy cream in his instant coffee. This is quite a bit more bitter than what I'm used to for coffee. It's got a little bite to it for the bitterness. But I miss coffee, and it actually helps when I'm fasting. Just plain black coffee. The caffeine in it does help to suppress the appetite, so I don't have an issue with that. And there's a lot of people that the amount of calories that you find in a cup of coffee is not going to affect the fast. Listening to Dr. Fung, coffee's not going to kick you out of your fast. It's not going to kick you out of ketosis. That's something I didn't do today, and I only have my Keto Mojo in here. I haven't tested my ketones today. I tested them yesterday around lunchtime when I was doing my fast, and my blood sugars were down in the 90s, and my ketones were at 2. But I haven't tested them since then. Just been busy and haven't thought about it until just now. So I don't know where they are. I don't know what they went up to or what they went down to. Ketones are like your blood glucose. They rise and fall depending upon the amount of insulin and sugar in your body. So it's just one of those things. But so far right now, it's been another beautiful day here. And we had a couple of our granddaughters spend the night. They're out doing a scavenger hunt this morning. I think that's what they're doing. And with Nana. So if you hear little ones in the background, that might be who it is and what they're doing. But they're having fun. They're here hanging out, and it's always a good time to have grandkids around because they're fun. They're just a lot of fun. So outside of the sardine fast, how was your way of eating been going, Aaron? I know last couple of days we haven't had a morning meeting with Larry. Was kind of missing it yesterday. Yeah. You get used to those morning meetings, and then when they're not there, it's like, now what do you do? I was at work, so just stay busy at work and try to keep stuff going like that. It's just really, sometimes it gets rough doing these meetings, the live meetings in the morning, getting in the live stream and chats and talking with people. It helps tremendously. Aaron, you've had it's not horrible. Few little cheese, damn cookies. They are everywhere for Christmas, aren't they? With sticking to your guns so far. That's really good, Aaron. I know it's, my downfall last week, a week ago Friday, was somebody showed up and brought 2 meat and cheese trays, and I was supposed to be alternate day fasting, and we got to talking, and we broke into that meat and cheese tray, and it wasn't until a couple hours later, like, damn, today's a fasting day. I'm not supposed to be eating this. So oh, you're getting that Z grill delivered today? That is awesome. You are really going to enjoy that. You get the new one every 5 years. I really looked at that. It's really tempting to do that. I really thought about it. I just bought my Pit Boss probably a couple months before I saw that come out for the Z grills. That's actually a really good deal for what you're gonna get on that. Yeah, and you don't have to return the old one. You can give that away to somebody. It's really a good deal. I really thought that Z grill deal was fantastic. Hey, Bridie Biscuit, good morning. Yeah, coming from Rick, I was in there too. I saw you were in there a little bit. I was in there doing stuff, getting ready for this, and then hanging out with my wife and grandkids a little bit, flopping forth between Rick and the family out here. Rick just rambles on, and I actually enjoy watching Rick. You have to wait till spring to put it together? No, come on, Aaron. It doesn't take that much to put these together. They're really pretty quick. And then the burning process on it only takes a little bit of time. I don't know how the Z grill is, but I know on like the Pit Boss, I did a lot of looking on YouTube and watching videos for the burning and then finding where the hot spots were. And I got a heat deflector that I bought additional to my grill so that I can disperse the heat just a little bit better. And it makes a huge difference, but I would definitely recommend getting it set up as soon as you can. They're so nice to have. And they're nice to use even in the weather out here. they work great even when it's below zero. I did that Thanksgiving. I smoked a brisket for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be doing another one smoking another one Christmas Eve for us to have on Christmas Day. Oh, excuse me for a second here. That's one thing about drinking hot coffee. My office is cool. It makes my nose start to run. You may put it together in the garage, but we're getting it where it has to go with issues. Oh yeah, the snow. Yeah, I use mine right in the front of my house. I don't use it in the backyard because to get it out of the garage, I don't have a garage door to move it in and out, and I don't have a cover for it. So I keep it in my garage, but I snowblow right in front of my garage, so I don't park a car in there. Well, I have an old car I keep in there. It doesn't come out, but it's not a bad deal to do. Let me see here. All right. Sorry, my phone was not on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, you need an end to the back of the house. Yeah, that's where most of them end up going to is the back of the house. I want to put a deck on the back of the house before I put my grill back there, so I don't have a deck in the back yet. We do have a concrete pad back there, but it's not where I want to put it. Oh yeah, there's no Larry today. Again, he's not going to be doing their live stream today. It is scheduled for tomorrow. That patty melt that Cassie did yesterday looked absolutely amazing. I sent that to my wife, and she agrees. We're going to have to make that here soon because that does look absolutely wonderful. Yeah, you have a nice deck. Yeah, I don't have one in the back. I got steps coming off the sliding glass door, and that's it. And half the time, my big dog is laying on them steps, and you can't get by him because he doesn't like to move. You don't have an outlet, so you have to run through garage windows for now. Yeah, I actually don't have any outlets on outside my garage front or back, but you have to run everything that we have through the doorway garage, which I don't really care for either, but it happens. But it's just sometimes you have to do what you have to do to make things work. And if I have to do it that way, I have a problem with it. And this used to be my favorite coffee, black rifle coffee. I used to drink a lot of that, but I found out that's one of the coffees that affects me negatively really quick too. I'll find that out like the next day after drinking that. I definitely find that out. You have a big deck off the kitchen, a small one on the other side. The old owners had a hot tub, so 2 decks. The small one has an easy outlet. Yeah, I have a hot tub, and that's sitting on the concrete pad out there. So we've been in this house for 7 years now. I still haven't even hooked up my hot tub yet. It's sitting out there. We haven't put water in it. We haven't filled it up. We haven't done anything with it since we moved to this house. The old house, we had it on a deck, and I adjusted it to make it more of a privacy. I put wood fencing around it, the 6 foot tall wood fencing, so that you couldn't see on it, which is really nice, and made a big difference for sitting out there in the hot tub is pretty damn nice. Bridesmaids don't have a deck. You have a fire escape. As kids, that was our hibachi grill patio. Yep, City Folk Solutions. Yeah, when I lived in Europe, we had a really small balcony, and you could barely get out there. And that's about what you could have. You could have little one of them little camp grills that you could put that out there, and that was about all you could fit on that grill stuff out there. But again, like you said, that's your city folk solution. You do what you got to do if you want to have grilled food. And I grew up on grilled food, so I did. I'd go out there and I would do that anytime. It never bothered me to go out there, rain or shine, in the cold snow. How did I feel on the sardine? Any noticeable differences? Actually, I am so surprised at how filling those sardines are. And I didn't feel hungry in between eating that. You know, I ate when I got hungry. So when I got to work, I'd have my first can of sardines about 5:15 in the morning. And then I wasn't hungry again until 11 o'clock, noon. And then I would eat again. I'd get home and I'd eat between 7 and 7:30. That first day, I figured every 5 hours would be good because of how small the sardines are and the cans are, and there's not a whole lot in there, right? But they're really filling. It's different. I don't know how to explain it. I was never like doing a regular fast, a 72-hour fast. That first day was always the hardest thing for me to get through without eating. With the sardine fast, I didn't have any issues with it because I am eating a little bit. It's a protein sparing modified fast is what it really is. So you eat a little bit of calories, 6 to 100 or whatever it is, and it's not bad. Didn't any difference in energy, mental clarity, anything like that. My ketones didn't come up until yesterday. Well, actually Thursday evening they went up a little bit, and then yesterday they went up above, to 2 markers, just a little bit above 2, and that was not bad for me, especially for having something to eat. Now the sardines with mustard that come in the cans, they do have the cornstarch in the mustard. That's part of what they put in there for it. They shouldn't, but they do. So that was just a little bit, that adds a little bit of carb to it, but it's not anything that's really going to kick you out of ketosis. It didn't keep me from getting into ketosis or my ketones from going up. But no, I didn't feel any worse or anything. I actually felt really good. Honestly, I grew up cooking, and later as a foodie, if I had access to grilling, I likely would have went in hard. The simplicity I enjoy now from carnivore is refreshing from all the meal planning. Yeah, rice beef. That's one of the best things with the carnivore diet. Is so simple. I really enjoy grilling. I have a Blackstone, and I love cooking on that. There's not as many carnivore meals to cook on that as what I used to cook, but still you can cook a lot of food quickly on a Blackstone. And I guess I do like to do burgers, and I've been throwing them in the oven, but I could just go out and throw a whole bunch on my Blackstone and grill them up really quick. But I just haven't. I actually didn't cook on my Blackstone a whole lot this summer either, which for me was really different. But I bought the Pit Boss grill, so I did a lot of flame grilling with the Pit Boss with the sear option that has. And then I did a lot of smoking. I smoked a lot of meat this summer. Using your own mustard and hot sauce, not buying those ones yet. And that's a good thing. The ones with the hot sauce that come in, Louisiana hot sauce, every one of them that I found has maltodextrin in it. And I won't do anything that has the maltodextrin because I know how bad that is, how quickly that kicks up your blood sugars. It's pretty bad. You love your Blackstone, or a really bad rainstorm, really bad windstorm while we were away. So the cover blew off. Yeah. So gonna have to re-season that thing and get that ready again. You heard Liz and Rick's talking about ketosis at different levels. Curious, do you personally feel the effects at different levels? Yes, I absolutely do. up to like 1.5 to 2 ketones, I don't. For me right now, probably the last year that I've been testing my ketones, when I'm in the 1 to 2 range for my ketones, that's where I normally am. I'm in ketosis most of the time. Sometimes in the morning, depending upon what I've had the night before, my ketones do drop below 1. But generally, I'm between a 1 and a 2 anytime during the day. When I do extended fasts, my ketones go above 2. It's an alertness. You just feel different, and just, yeah, you notice the difference when you're in there. And when my ketones get above 4, there's a real noticeable difference in how you feel and how how you think. Even your mind is just so much more clear, and it's actually pretty cool. Are you getting the Keto Mojo, Aaron? You're getting a ketone monitor delivered? The Keto Mojos are really cool. That's what I have. Tapatio, Louisiana brand, Tabasco brand, Crystal. All don't use gums or sweeteners, right? But if you get the Louisiana hot sauce that's in your sardines already, they do put maltodextrin in that. Every one of them that I saw, whether it was the store brand, Chicken of the Sea, other brands of everything that I found with Louisiana hot sauce, they all had the maltodextrin in it. So, it's just one of those things that happen. But the sardine fast itself was actually pretty good. Like even this morning, I haven't had anything to eat since last night, and I'm still really not that hungry. I am a little bit hungry, but I am drinking a little bit of coffee this morning. I tried this instant coffee that, like Larry's been drinking. It's not the store brand. This is actually a name brand one, but I understand now why Larry puts heavy cream in it, because it is very bitter. It's got a bite to it. So it's got a little pucker power when you drink that instant coffee. Yeah, Bride's Biscuit, I only eat sardines and water, and my own organic mustard and hot sauce. Yep. And that's actually the best way to do it when you're eating sardines. Eat them and get them with water, and you can mix your own stuff into them. One of the things I did with the sardines and water, I did this yesterday. Put the sardines and water, put them in a bowl, and then I just mashed them up into just mash it all up so it's all consistent. I added my hot sauce to it that I wanted, and it just seemed a little soupy. I've got pork rinds. I crushed up pork rinds, and I put pork rinds in it to help soak up the water, and it gave it an extra little kick on the flavor. So that actually worked out really nice. And I forgot about that too. I got an email the other day from Carnivore. I do buy the Carnivore bars, and so I'm on their email list. And they have the deal going on for January with Pluck, Pluck. That's a seasoning that uses organ meats. And the Pluck with Carnivore Bar, they're doing Organiuary. It's an organ meat thing for January where they're trying to get people to eat more organ meats just for health benefits. I ordered Pluck, and I got the spicy, mild Pluck. Oh my God, is that good stuff. I added some Pluck to the my sardines, and it was amazing how good that was. I might try the Keto Mojo in 26. I've been below 10 grams a day for the last year on carnivore, but I know that doesn't automatically mean ketosis. It doesn't automatically mean it, but it's a good possibility that you are in ketosis. Rice biscuit, like the Keto Mojo, they have a GKI, which is a glucose keto index that it's figured out. It's dividing the glucose by the ketones, and that gives you another number. And they use that as a GKI. As long as you're below a certain one, they tell you that you're in GKI ketosis. But if a lot of people will tell you that if you're under 0.5, you're not in ketosis. Well, that's registering ketones. I look at it like this. If you register ketones on a Keto Mojo, you're going to be in ketosis. Your body's making ketones, and that's what you need. Even a little bit of ketones helps. It's a big difference. Yeah, Dr. Barry likes and uses Pluck. The Pluck is actually really good. I am really surprised. I tricked my wife. I didn't tell her what it was. I told her it was a seasoning, and I put some in my palm of my hand, and I licked it, and I told her it was really good. She's like, no, your boy told me that it's really spicy. I'm like, it's not that spicy. So she tried it, and she's like, it's not that bad. And my son-in-law, my daughter, and it's after they all tried it that I told them what it was. My son-in-law knew what it was because he had seen it before. Aaron's going to be right back. So he knew what it was. My wife and daughter had no idea. So when I told them it was organ meat seasoning, they're both disgusted by it. Yeah, Mohammed, how are you today? So if you haven't been here before, Mohammed, this is just a live stream for help with being on a carnivore or a ketogenic diet. Are you doing a carnivore diet or eating a ketogenic way? What are your plans for eating today? Let's see. Bryce says, urine strips, which I have measured a different ketone than the meters. Dustin mentioned urine strips over time will stop measuring spillover ketones. Yeah, as your body adjusts to making the ketones, your body will start using them more and more and more instead of trying to use glucose for energy. And then you don't have the spillover, so it doesn't show up in your ketones like that as well, which is all right. You don't need them like that. Who am I? My name is Lance, and I am the North Dakota Carnivore. I've been on the carnivore diet for the last almost 16 months now. I started doing the carnivore diet specifically for my blood pressure. I was taking 5 blood pressure medications, and I was tired of taking blood pressure medications because it wasn't helping me. My blood pressure was still high. I was trying to lose weight with going through my doctor. She gave me medication to help me lose weight, not a shot, not one of the GLP-1s. It was something else. And in 8 months of taking that medication, I'd lost a total of 12 pounds in 8 months. I started seeing videos on TikTok from a guy that was doing the carnivore diet and the health benefits that he had on it. And he was talking about people and what they'd had health benefits on. I'm like, you know what? I did about 2.5 months worth of research on this diet. I read everything I could. I watched a ton of YouTube videos of the carnivore doctors and decided to jump in and do it. And within the first 6 weeks, I came off of all 5 of my blood pressure medications. Now, when I started the carnivore diet, I was 335 pounds. I was really big. And in the first 8 months, I lost over 100 pounds. I started doing YouTube videos just to track my carnivore diet. And if you go back to my YouTube channel and you look at the very first video, you can see a huge difference right here. My face was big and round, and it's not quite so big and round anymore. Made a big difference, but that's who I am. Same with Bride's Biscuit. Bride's Biscuit's been doing carnivore diet as well as Aaron. Aaron is the Carnivore Diet, but it's awesome. Box 2 arrived, not the grill. It's going to be there soon, Aaron. You know it. I would jump on that right away. That's pretty damn good. Let's see. I know you lost an impressive amount of weight during your starting fast. I will likely start to do some personally as well. I'm doing a water fast this weekend with Barbara and others. That's right. How's that going for you today, Bride's Biscuit? I'm actually doing a water fast today because today is an alternate day fasting, and I ended my sardine fast this morning. So I got up and realized that today is the 20th, so it's an even day. So I'm fasting today. So now I get to do a water fast today on top of my sardine fast. Yeah, that was poor planning on my part. Oh, it's some bitter coffee. I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. Oh, you got the accessory package that came in. Yeah, all the stuff that goes with it is showing up. That's pretty good. So, well, I know I got a couple people here watching on X. How are you guys on X doing today? Haven't seen any comments from anybody on X. Just wondering how the live is showing up on X and if the stream is actually doing all right over there. I hardly ever check on the last time I checked on the live on X, my computer started glitching out and it wasn't working out very well. So let me know how the stream is working on X today. Yeah, I just pulled up X on here, but I don't have the stream on it. So Shelly, are you watching this? Let me know. See that you hit the like button on it. So just wondering if you're actually checking it out right now or not. That's one of the things doing the live gives you a little eye up here and it tells you how many people are watching. If you hover your mouse above it, it tells you how many are on X and how many are on YouTube and how many are on Rumble. So I can actually see. I didn't know that. I just accidentally hit it earlier on this stream here and found that out. It's just one of those crazy things that you do when you're sitting here. But I generally have like my weather app sitting up over on this screen here so I can keep an eye on the weather. The sun was so bright this morning, I actually had to shut my curtains that I normally leave open while I'm doing the live stream and to get extra light in the room. But it's so bright and the way it was shining, it was hitting my phone and just not working right for me. So, last weekend I did upgrade my phone. I had been using the Pixel 6 phone since it was new. So 4 years ago, I upgraded my phone. Sunday, I went and got the Pixel 10. Oh my goodness, is that such a nice phone. A huge improvement, huge difference. Because that's why if you notice on the sign, it looks a lot more clear. And that's because that's what I'm using for my camera right now is the Pixel phone, which is a much better camera than the one on my laptop and then the external camera I have over here. It's just a huge difference. Let's see, they started at midnight. You stopped at 6 p.m. yesterday, so technically you're on 18/6. I'm going to try to go until 6 p.m. today. You've done a 48-hour fast once before. Yeah, the hardest part on fasting and doing a water fast is that first 24 to 36 hours, Bride's Biscuit. And it's one of the importance of, for me, one of the biggest things. I don't even have it with me in my pants today. I carry a Redmond salt, the pocket ones, and I use that whenever I start a dry fast or a water fast. I always have that salt I get hungry, if I get that hunger pang, I'll put some salt on my tongue. And that seems to be a tremendous help to get rid of that hunger. And for me, that's been a lifesaver every time I've done the water fast. I was actually thinking, well, I'll see how I do today, doing a water fast today after doing a sardine fast. Because my last can of sardines was 5 o'clock last night, which made that 84 hours of sardine fast, and I've been to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 hours of a water fast now. So I'm actually feeling pretty good on it, which is, to me, kind of surprising. Because there's not a whole lot of calories, not a whole lot of stuff inside of the sardine fast that you get from it. It's only a few calories in there. And I'm amazed at how quickly you get filled up with it, how long you stay full up with a few cans of sardines. Be interested to see how Aaron's doing when he starts his sardine fast, see if he has the same experience. That was one of the guys I did the sardine fast with. The two other people I did this with, neither one of them are carnivore. They eat the standard American diet. The one guy's been fasting off and on during the summer. He did that. And the other guy, he tried carnivore or keto last year, but he had difficulty because his wife is not like this at all. And she made it difficult for him, and he kept falling off. But he's trying this here, and he made his 3 days on it, so that was pretty good. Bryce Biscuits, drinking black coffee with Redmonds. I know your hunger signal is way different than mine. I really ever get hungry. Yeah. We'll see tomorrow though. Yeah, it's my hunger signals. I do have a different. My hunger signal doesn't ever tell me I'm full. So it's not really that I have an issue with my hunger signal. Is when I do eat, I don't get that signal that says that I've had enough. I can eat and eat and eat. I know that one day, just after we were starting the alternate day fasting, that first week of December, I did have one night where I ate like 4,500 calories, and 2 days later, I was actually down weight and I lost weight. So it was pretty good. Now, for my sardine fast, I started the sardine fast on Tuesday morning, and my weight on Tuesday morning was 219 pounds. My weight yesterday morning was 213 pounds. So in the 72 hours, I lost 6 pounds, which is actually pretty good. I was a little bit surprised on that. Being that much means and I haven't weighed myself this morning. It's been one of those mornings already. It's pretty busy today, but I'll weigh myself tomorrow. If I go below 212 pounds, if I'm at 211.8, that's all new weight loss for me for over a 30-year period. That's the lowest I will have weighed. Within a pound and a half of getting there. That's for dang sure, which is for me very exciting. My goal weight is 190. It's where I'd like to see my body stop at. Below 200 pounds. If I'm 200 or lower, that means I am no longer overweight. I am a normal weight. So I'm within 13 pounds of being a normal weight for the first time in 30 plus years. So I'm actually really excited about that. I haven't been that in a long, long time. Rise basically says I still experience aversion, and I get food noise occasionally from my sad days. Yeah. SAD is a standard American diet. Carb addiction still affects me psychologically, but not, if not, yeah. It's the carb addiction is really bad. I I guess I don't have that same issue as much. I never cared for the vegetables or the fruits. I don't get the aversion to meat that some people get. My wife has to have something different. It drives her nuts that if she doesn't eat something different every now and then. Aaron, you're still floating around that 209 and 213. Yeah. And it sucks when you get stuck in a stall in that area. I've been down to the 215 mark several times. And this summer I stayed around that 215 to 224, and I fluctuated back and forth, and it just drove me nuts. So hitting that 214 the other morning and then 213 yesterday morning, for me, it was extremely exciting because it means I'm in new territory again. And I think the sardine fast is going to help you out tremendously if you, um, eat until you're full with the sardines. Absolutely. If it takes 3 cans to do it, absolutely do that. It for me it only took 2, and it was really, really good. Yeah, it's a serious addiction. My family doesn't get it. Yeah, carbohydrates, the sugar is really addicting. For me, it was more like the sweets and stuff, or chips, stuff like that. I love chips. I'd sit down with a family-sized bag of Lay's potato chips, and my granddaughter and I would sit down and we'd eat the whole bag in one sitting. Family bag between the two of us. I was her big belly papa because I had a big belly. If you haven't seen those pictures, I did. I had a really big belly. And that's what she liked to call me, her big belly papa. I could probably find one of those pictures here pretty quick too. Maybe. Do I have any of them on here? Because I do have a bunch of this stuff here. I just found a picture of it. Go back here. Here we go. Put this one up here. This is what I looked like before I started the carnivore diet. If you notice my hand there on my left hand with my watch, you see how that skin is all nasty and dried and flaky. I've had that on that hand there for 27, 28 years. Huge. My big belly, that's a big difference right there. It's huge. But see my hand now? You don't see that because it's gone. It's just a little dry right here. And you can see where it's been itching, scratched that a little bit too much. But for the most part, that is completely gone. I've got a little patch here that's going to hopefully go away. The biggest difference was being out in the sun this summer. That made a huge difference with that skin condition on my hand. But I got rid of that big belly pretty quick too. It's just amazing how fast that goes away. The picture I just showed you, I was probably 340 pounds in that picture. Again, yesterday I was 213 pounds. It's a big difference. Overall, I've lost 122 pounds on the carnivore diet and 134 pounds altogether from my heaviest weight that I reported. So came off of 5 blood pressure medications. Really changed my life, changed my health by doing this way of eating. It's an absolute blessing to have found this way. I couldn't recommend this here any stronger to anybody to eat this way because it is an absolute blessing. Yeah. So, let's see what else we have going on. Oh, if you don't know, I am a big hockey fan, and we do have a junior hockey team here in town. They had a coaching change, which was a good thing. This summer, the head coach decided that our head coach, general manager, split up his role. He gave up his head coaching title to an assistant, and the assistant became the head coach. This is the worst start our team has had in the 15 years that they've been out there. The head coach is now back to his assistant job, and the general manager is back to head coach. And what a difference it made. Last weekend was the first weekend that he was back as their head coach, and he had a nice little talk with the guys and basically told them if they don't perform, they'll be gone. And he's a man of his word. So he's always run a very tight ship, and he's very, very good coach. Well, last weekend they had a weekend sweep. They moved from, well, they're almost last place. They're in sixth place. We're 1 point out of fourth place now, which is fourth place you have to be in the playoffs. We're 1 point out of fourth place. We're up in fifth now, and they won 3 games in a row as with the new head coach being back. And the difference in how the guys play because of the mentality of the head coach now is a completely different team. The team that we're seeing on the ice now is the team that we should have had the whole time, because they've been told if you don't perform, you're going to be gone, and he will replace people. We lost at least one of our good players because the previous head coach was not strict. He didn't have this mentality, and that guy didn't want to play on a losing team where people weren't putting out every night like they should. Big difference. Sabres finally fired their general manager. Makes a huge difference having the right person in there. Making the kids breakfast, listening on headphones. Yep. My wife she made the grandkids breakfast this morning. I was actually kind of surprised that the one granddaughter didn't request egg, because she always wants egg. You could put her on a carnivore diet and she would love it because she loves meat and eggs, and she would eat that before anything else most of the time. But, I have 7 grandkids, and none of them eat this way, but I think every one of them should. If it was up to me, they all would. If it was up to me, I wish I knew now. I wish I knew when my kids were young what I know now about the dieting and foods. What a difference that'd make in so many people's lives if I was able to change the way they were eating from when they were young. But you can't always do that. What else here? Well, I'm usually trying to look at the clock up here, thinking I've got to get off here soon because we have Larry's live stream, but Larry's not going to be here today. So it's just a little bit different not having that live stream to go to. I do have some stuff I have to go do with my wife and grandkids this morning, so I'm actually going to leave the live stream early today. And skating this weekend, yep, that's part of what we got to go do. And I've got some skating I want to get done today. Our local rink here, the Mesa, they have open skating today for actually quite a while. And then tomorrow afternoon, again, they have open skating. But tomorrow, the temperatures are actually supposed to be bearable outside, not too below zero with a -35 wind chill. So tomorrow, I actually want to take grandkids out and go outside and skate outside, so they can be out in the cool air, enjoy the sunshine, and skate. If it's 25 degrees outside, it is beautiful to go skating outside. In most weekends since this fall, late summer, we've been skating for most weekends. And I just bought my own skates, so it's a little bit easier now. I can go anywhere I want to, which makes a big difference. Just to be able to do that. Skating it's such good exercise too. You can really get out there and have a much better time skating with your own skates. The skates that you rent, they're not the best quality, and they do tend to hurt your feet quite a bit. The skates I have now, I don't have any issues with them at all. They're really nice. But yeah, I am going to take off for the night or for the day. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central. We'll continue the discussion. Hopefully Aaron will be back and Bride's Biscuit, and we can talk to you guys about your fasting, see how you're doing. Anybody else who want to throw in some comments? That's basically what this live stream does, is we talk about comments and anything that's going on. So, hey, John, it was nice to see you. Enjoy, you too. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys later. Remember, eat meat, be happy. That's all it really takes.